Welcome to Conversations. I'm Muqtedar Khan, your host. And today I want to talk to you about an article that I published yesterday in the Diplomat magazine. The Diplomat magazine is one of the more prominent venues where scholars from all over the world, writers, authors, reporters, discuss global politics. It's a wonderful platform. I would recommend that all of you at least familiarize yourself with the Diplomat if you have not already done so. So in this article titled Has Donald Trump Upended India's Grand Strategy? I essentially reflect on India's responses to Donald Trump's provocations, which appear to be destroying the US India relations that both countries have nurtured so carefully for the past 25 years. Donald Trump's provocations are the imposition of 50% tariffs, which include 25%. Essentially, they are secondary sanctions. He's calling them tariffs, but they are secondary sanctions on India for buying Russian oil. That is a repudiation of India's relations with the United States. For the last few years, we have seen, especially after the Galwan episode, India had moved so rapidly closer to the West. And now it seems that America was pushing back and pushing India away. So in this article, I make a few points that I would like to share with you. The first point that I argue is that Donald Trump's foreign policy that is so focused on tariffs and also in bringing back, basically reindustrializing America, that nothing seems to matter to him. And so he, in pursuit of these goals, he has completely, literally dismantled globalization and has, turned against traditional allies like Europe and Japan and South Korea. And so countries are struggling to cope with this new world order that has been triggered by Donald Trump's foreign policy. Then I argue that one of the things that has happened is it appears that Donald Trump is suddenly willing to question the fundamental assumption that had shaped both the countries in the past few years, which is that America needed India more than India needed America. Let me say that again, that America needed India more than India needed the United States, and therefore the US was essentially courting India to be a partner to contain China and the rise of China. But India's foreign policy, in fact, India's grand strategy, is to pursue Viksit Bharat. And the way the Modi administration has been developing this policy is very clear. It wants to essentially ride its relationship with the United States. So moving towards buying defense equipment from the United States, searching for military collaborations, for technology, for joint investments, for joint, startups in defense, etc. All of these seem to be the key element of India's foreign policy. The grand strategy was to use very close relations with the US in particular and the West in general, US, France, Israel, to make India a developed country. But this trade breakdown is forcing India to rethink this grand strategy. No doubt about it. It is very clear. But India's reaction seems to be to move towards revitalizing an old idea called the RIC, Russia, India, China. Sergei Lavrov, the foreign minister of Russia, raised this issue in the month of March that perhaps it's important to revitalize the RIC mechanism. Russia, India, China will be this non-Western alliance of rising powers who can push back against American hegemony. So in my article, I argue that grand strategies are not reflexive or reactionary. Grand strategies are based on a deeper understanding of the global structure, the global balance of power. They are also a reflection of the understanding of a country, of its own capabilities, its own needs, the opportunities that the international system presents, the threats that the international system presents. So grand strategy is an effort to pursue, at times, just national security, but at times even bigger goals. states' aspirations to become a developed nation, to become uh, an advanced country, to become a high-income economy, all of this. So using all the resources that are available to you, both domestic and international, to pursue a goal, that is what a grand strategy is. So I think India is allowing Donald Trump to completely upend its grand strategy, and that is where my critique comes in. I don't want to summarize the entire article because I want you to read it. It's not very long, but I think it will provoke thought and provoke a dialogue. I'm going to include a link to the article in the description of this video. So please read it and then come back to me and we will have a dialogue about it. You can also post your responses in the comments section below. So thank you for watching Khanversation. And until next time, I'm your host, Muqtedar Khan. Take care.